Hello, it's NINJADAN GD, and today I'm going to be pushing my computer to its limits. You may have noticed in my videos that there have been times where my computer doesn't really run at its best, and I've often called this out. I've said something like lag, and then I'm not able to play really graphically intense levels either. Like I haven't been able to get like smooth showcases of them or like anything. And you know, all the lag I had on every end, which is basically just locks and spikes. So I decided it was probably about time for a new PC, and so yeah, that's what I have right now. I bought a new PC with my YouTube money. But for those who want to know, it's got a Ryzen 7 in it, it's got a 4060, and the most important part, 64 gigabytes of RAM. I feel like kind of the minimum amount of RAM you can really have for a gaming computer is 16, and especially I know that Geometry Dash loves its RAM. Like it sucks RAM up, so does DaVinci Resolve, so this new computer should be able to take on basically any level I throw at it. That is why today, I'm going to be trying to bot and get a showcase of what I believe is the level with the most objects in it, which is Devoruer De Dieux. Here it is, Devoruer De Dieux I. It's random I at the end, I'm not sure why. Oops, I just realized I clicked the play. That loaded actually surprisingly fast. That loaded way quicker than I expected. Okay, let's close. That was instantaneous too. Okay, let's open the level. This is going to be the thing that's going to take up all the processing power on my computer, right? Okay, that was still pretty fast. That was still very fast. I can scroll through this pretty easily. It doesn't slow down or like anything. This is great. Yeah, there's no lag in the editor, just whatsoever. No lag like that. No, there's not even really a very minute amount of lag in here. How many objects is this? That can't be right. 726k. Wait, did this get optimized recently? Actually, this gameplay doesn't seem that bad. In fact, I don't even think this is list worthy at the moment. I'm just playing this in all speed. And I can do parts of it. And see how far I can get. The other surprising thing is, despite its object count, I'm still able to play at like 240 FPS just about, with no lag or anything whatsoever. This is great. I'm never going to have an issue with an unoptimized level ever again. Oh, 2%! I got 2%! Adversaries and thou art covered with chimerian shade, thou canst not whence how salvation be made, Umbra of the high ones. We've got some poetry in this level. And oh, we go mini. Wow, I thought I was gonna have to do that in big. Nope. This is definitely an extreme demon. A non-list demon extreme demon. Not gonna lie, there's probably a whole story in all this text that's just scattered around the level. You know what, I actually might just turn off. I'm gonna turn off speed hack, see what I can do. So precise. There you go. I really like that club step monster, just the amount of stuff there. And yet it kind of works. Although I do have to admit, a lot of this UFO is orb based. I've always noticed that the first bit of suggestion that really anyone gives a first time gameplay creator is don't make the gameplay all orbs, but I guess this UFO is all orbs. Yeah, this is definitely possible because I'm able to do it in practice mode without having to slow myself down, which is nice. Do I just hold down? Yeah, I thought so. Okay, what is this? You're flipping my gravity, I think. Oh, there's a second ship up there that's messing with my trajectory. That's probably all orbs up there, that makes sense. Man, that's gonna be interesting. I really love what they've done with all the spikes and everything. There's just so much there. All these triangles stacked inside triangles, boxes. It's like if you got core decoration and took it to like its absolute limit. Yes, finally, okay. Yay, okay. And I wouldn't be surprised if this was even just a little bit inspired by God Eater, because I mean, it's got Crystal Corruption as a song, and it's definitely got that rainbow aesthetic that Astral Divinity had. Hey, I did it. Okay, we're in the cube now. I really love what they did at the bottom, at the ground level. There's so much going on. There's like squares, and then there's like squares underneath the squares that are slightly lighter in color, and then also kind of looks like futuristic techie, plus also being like fantasy at the same time. It's very cool. This is like pixel blocks before pixel blocks. I'm surprised how easy this is to sight read. In this section at least. It was actually quite hard to sight read in the previous section. Oh, look at that. This is a truly fully rainbow part. Oh my. This is crazy. Wow, that was... I'm surprised I'm that cracked at ball. I had no idea I was cracked at ball. Either that or this is an easy ball. Actually, I'm going to see if I can do this entire ball. I reckon I might be able to. Ooh, that was close. Where are the spikes there? Because it doesn't... It's kind of hard to see where the spikes are. Oh, right. Basically, everything surrounding the air deco is like spikes. Great, okay. Right, so it is harder than it looks, but probably not that much harder than it looks, if you know what I mean. Those saws also look like the RGB fans on my computer. My new computer is like full rainbow. My new computer basically looks like this level, whereas my old computer looked like it was an old tower from like 2012 or something, as in like the case itself, not the actual components and everything. The components I bought in like 2018, 2019. But I had this really old case because I thought I'm going to put a lot of drives and stuff in here, and I did. Okay, this is actually quite a lot harder than it looks. I've lost all the consistency for this ball right now. I guess that's what seeing the hitboxes does to you. You suddenly become bad at it. Interesting thing about this level. Whoa. Cool. Behold, the Devourer of the Gods. Behold, the Dieux II. I think those planets or whatever they are, yeah, they have to be orbs. Those atoms. This level is called Devoruer De Dieux, which actually translates to Devourer of the Gods, which is basically the same meaning as God Eater. It's just God Eater sounds a little bit, I guess, dumber than like Devourer of the Gods, but they've essentially got the same name, and they're also basically got the same theme as well. I mean, with the whole rainbow and everything, but while this one is actually technically more impressive, I do feel like Astral Divinity actually has a lot more character to it than this one. Like with the way that things slide in, like of course, you know, that straight fly that curves in, that kind of acts like a mouth. Like that's just excellent stuff. It's got so much style, so much character. And I mean, this does too, but like, I mean, while this doesn't have as much character, it certainly makes up for it in like absolute maxing its core style. Wait, this is the first time we've gone lag? That's crazy. Okay, first lag. It took this computer long enough. Actually, what are my stats at this point? Okay, memory is at 16 gigabytes, so that'd be maxing out my previous system because my previous system only had like 16. What do I actually need to do at this point to make this run smoothly? Because I mean, like, my RAM is not maxed out, my GPU is at 34, and my CPU is at 14%, so none of my components are even stressed at this point. It's just something is stopping this from running at a smooth rate. I'm not sure. And then I'm guessing you just click the atoms, except for these timings are hard, and I can't see why the timings are hard. Oh no, I just did it. That's a peak transition though. Swing copter? Oh boy. And also the lag has stopped, although I am on 75 frames per second, so it's not as good as it was at the start with the 240 for sure, but it has definitely improved. Oh, right, that's a dash orb. I didn't even see it. Hey, I did it. Okay, this is the most unsight readable section ever. Okay, now we're down at 65 frames per second. It's getting worse. Yeah, that clubstick monster is getting Goofy Clubstick Monster of the Level award. Definitely. The good thing that I like about this level with the orbs, there are no fakes, which is good because like it is kind of hard to see the orbs, and also The orbs are, at least past the middle of the level, are themed to look like planets, so making fake planets would be, you know, kind of annoying. So I'm glad that isn't the case. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm doing here. I'm just following the orbs, and I'm doing okay, I guess. Wow, okay. Now it's even more on-site readable. We're at 65 FPS, so it's still not that bad. It's still, like, physically playable for an extreme demon. My RAM is at 14, which is odd. I thought it'd use more than memory. And you know, I definitely like the early sections of this level, but I don't think the later sections don't really hold up for me compared to the earlier sections. I can't even see what I'm doing here. I'm just clicking. Yay, I survived. This part is more sight readable, and I think it's because it's not just one color. It's like a mix of yellow and black, and then green and black. How is this click so hard? What am I doing wrong? Oh, that's it. I really like what they've done with the bottom there, with the giant, like, circles at the bottom. It's pretty cool. This is one of the better parts right here. This is like Blade of Justice, but hotter 1991. Okay, I think the FPS is dropping below 60. Oh no, the FPS is at 80. That's not bad, actually. Not gonna lie, I think this decoration kinda rivals Edge of Destiny. I mean, my opinion, but like, it's amazing how crazy this core is, and I don't even think this uses glow as prominently as Edge of Destiny either in this section. But this section is basically Edge of Destiny, but like mega objects, mega core. At least the level kinda stopped being gimmicky, because that was getting a little annoying. This section is just hard, very hard. It's just straight up hard now. Noob moment. So much Edge of Destiny stuff. Blade of Justice. It keeps going, and that's cool because this is kind of my favorite part. Apart from I think one of the parts earlier I liked more, but like, this is definitely one of the best parts. Oh, we're 93% of the way there. I'm pretty sure this level's like 4 minutes long or something, so I must just be getting more tolerant to really long levels, spotting really long levels. Is this the last straight flight? It could very well be, because I can imagine that there would be a decent end screen for this one with, you know, all the people involved. Yeah! Oh, that's a pretty cool effect, actually. Oh wait, there's no credits? Huh. That's kinda odd. I expected there to be like an end screen or credits, but I guess it did announce its name near the start. Looking good so far. At 240 FPS. Thinking about it, the level will get more laggy when it speeds up, because that's more objects per second, isn't it? Yeah. So I suppose that's why the frame rates drop down to like 70 at the drop. That makes a bit of sense, actually. Okay, we're down to 150 frames per second, 80 frames per second, 44 frames per second, 50 frames, 60, 70, 60. We haven't dropped to 30 yet, which is nice. 80 frames per second, 70, 60, 70, and then we're at 100. I'm surprised we're at 100 here, actually. Yeah, I think this part actually is my favorite part. I don't know why it's dropped to 80 now, though. Thinking about it, if anything's gonna cause lag, it's gonna be this layout showcase. Yeah, it's already at like 120 FPS and it hasn't even gotten to the really graphically intense part. But as you can see with Devoruer De Dieux, it actually isn't really that hard compared to a list demon. Like, I'd say it's definitely harder than Sonic Wave. It's probably harder than Bloodlust. Maybe not quite as hard as Bloodlust, but I'd say it's around Bloodlust difficulty, maybe a bit easier. Actually no, there's definitely easier than Bloodlust. Harder than Sonic Wave, easier than Bloodlust, I'd say. Actually, the FPS hasn't really dropped, I'm surprised. Oh wait, here's where it's gonna drop. Down to 60, okay, we're not in terrible yet, okay. Well, that wave was botted absolutely terribly because of the FPS drop, but I think the wave got to 30 FPS, but the rest of it's actually at 60. I'm surprised. I thought this would lag out hard. Well, I really did click unnecessarily there. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a second part to it because... So I'm gonna check to see if there's a second one. Yeah, there is indeed a second one. Oh my god, it's new gameplay. What the hell? What is this? How's this crashing out my PC? That can't be the case. Yeah, this looks to be a continuation of the level. Definitely. I'm not getting any lag in the editor when I'm scrolling it. Yeah, because I was wondering, like, why is it... Okay, now I'm getting a little bit of lag in the editor here. Because I was wondering when I was going through, where's the credits? Why are there no credits? That doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, this is definitely the end of it. And there we go. That's the credits. Wow. Okay, it works on 0.3x, but as soon as I go to normal, lag extreme, I do think I'm going to have to modify something in here. What? What is this trail? It's like extreme lag. I'm surprised, but I think Devoruer De Dieux won this one. My computer is not powerful enough to play the second part, and there's no way that it could play the two parts combined. Wow. Although, I do kind of want to know what the thing is that's holding me back with being able to play this level, because at current state, going through here, my CPU is at 15%, my memory is at 16 gigabytes, which is only a quarter of my total memory, and my GPU is at 37 and can be pushed much further. So I don't know what the issue is here. I think this has to be a GD issue. None of the stats on my computer are maxed out playing part 2 of Devoruer De Dieux. So if anyone knows how to max out the stats playing GD or like uncap them, then let me know and I might play Devoruer De Dieux II. But anyway, that's the video. Turns out Devoruer De Dieux won this one, which is I guess kind of expected considering it's a 1.3 million object level.